welcome to the Enchanted Mike podcast. Now I'm Daniel.
And I'm Michelle.
And you are listening to episode 9, which is going to be the second part of our Disney trip.
Yes, the continuation of our April extravaganza.
Yep, so I think we ended with Animal Kingdom on our last episode.
Yes.
So we're going to kind of pick up from after what we did at Animal Kingdom.
Yes, but first, let's check the wait times because I have been reading that there's been quite a long wait places. I don't know if it's due to the spring break or the weather. So let's do Hollywood Studios. It is now 2:38, and again, a beautiful sunny day.
Alrighty.
Okay, let's do...
So I'm doing this one again, right?
Yes, yes. Okay, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
I'm going to go 90.
Oh, over 75.
Okay, all right, that's not too bad.
That's still a lot. That's still a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, Slinky Dog Dash, our son's favorite ride.
New favorite ride.
Yes.
120.
Okay, you're overdoing it at 90, which to me is still quite.
That's very, yeah.
That's still quite long.
Seen it longer though, so.
I mean, Toy Story Mania, 65 minutes.
What's Rise of the Resistance?
Let's see, 85.
Okay, all right.
That's still pretty. Those are pretty high wait times in Hollywood Studios today. So if you're out there, I hope you guys are having a good time and finding some shade.
I know, right? Not in Toy Story Land. You're not finding shade.
No, you are not in Toy Story Land. You're right. You already hope you're on the ride.
Yes.
Although Slinky Dog has pretty decent shade.
Once you get into the queue.
That's
but
true.
If that line is outside.
That's right. Wrapped around. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
And with that wait times, it's guaranteed to be down.
So,
Okay.
All right. So let's pick up where we left off. So finished up the Animal Kingdom, went home, back to the hotel, took a nap, and then we did Epcot that night. Kind of spontaneous.
That's right. So we were deciding, we asked our son, would you rather do Epcot or go to the pool? And we 100% thought he was going to say the pool because
yes.
He loves swimming.
He loves swimming.
And he's like, no, I want to ride rides. And you try to convince him and tell him.
I know. I tried to ask him a different way to convince him to do the pool.
When you said, well, we have to wait in line. If you're going to do, are you sure you want to wait in line? He's like, yep, wait in line.
Yep.
So it was decided for us to go. So then we went over there. Now,
we'd already paid for preferred parking, so we got to preferred park.
That's right. And usually after a certain time, I think they don't even collect any. Yeah,
it was wide open.
Those booths.
Because I think we got there at like 7:38. It was kind of late. So
it was very late. I don't know what we thought in our mind was a good idea because we were supposed to get up really early the next morning.
Yes.
To do Hollywood.
Yeah, we were going to try to do Rope Drop Hollywood Studios before our character breakfast at the Riviera.
Yes, that was the plan because our little one really wanted to do Slinky Dog, but we'll get to that. Yes. Okay, so I wanted to touch on Kingdom Strollers. I know we kind of mentioned it in the last episode. Yes. It was the stroller to push was truly like butter, guys, and we were very worried that this stroller, it was going to be huge and very just
cumbersome.
Cumbersome, exactly. Just
not user friendly.
And it was heavy. Don't get me wrong. When you fold this sucker up, it is heavy. Yes. However, when it is unfolded, it is amazing. It turns on a dime. You can steer with one hand. The brake is super easy. I mean, the sunshade goes all the way over. I mean, our 3-year-old who doesn't routinely love strollers loved it. Like he was in and out. Our 5-month-old was kind of like in between where he wanted to sit up, but he couldn't completely sit up on his own. And he didn't, but it was great for naps.
Yes, it was good. And it came with a rain cover and it came with
with a lunch box, cooler.
Little
cooler bag.
Yeah.
So that was really nice too. The rain cover comes in the cooler bag and it goes underneath and you're able to throw that on.
So our only issue was folding this thing up. So you had
this is probably user error though.
And we figured it out on probably the second to last day.
So you just pull the handle in the seat.
And there's 2 handles. It's not one.
Yeah, 2 and it folds down. Well, we could just never get if we would pull and pull and pull and pull and it wouldn't, come down. So when you're trying to get on a bus or trying to get it in so you can get it in the trunk before you get. Anyways, there is a technique to it, and you pull
towards the middle,
both sides. Bring it towards the middle. Pull up and towards the middle. Anyways,
figured that out.
All that to say, the baskets are big, good storage. It was a fantastic company to work with.
Yes,
and they were clean. It was so clean and no rips, no tears. I mean, it pushed beautifully. Yeah. So we planned to rent.
Drop off and pick up was great. I called. They had a designated time at All Star Music. I met him out there, gave him the stroller, but I did forget the rain cover, so I called the guy back.
Oh, yeah.
And he said not to worry about it and just bring it to the bell service. So that's what I did. So it was very, very easy to deal with, people. It was a great company to work with. So if you need strollers and you don't want to fly with one, highly, highly recommend that you rent from them. So
yeah.
All right, so getting on to Epcot. So we went to Epcot, kind of spontaneous, and we get there and the think the first ride we tried to do, we were going to go do Nemo, but it was down.
Yeah, and that was pretty devastating.
Which I have read recently that it's been closing. What was it? It's closing later for something because they're doing some type of maintenance, and they're trying to keep the fish on schedule.
Oh, well.
Apparently, the fish have a night schedule. So, yes.
Is that true?
Very true.
I have to fact check that.
Is
that from the internet?
I'm being dead serious. Apparently, the fish have a night schedule so it is closing down earlier in the evening so they can do the maintenance to keep all the fish on a certain schedule. So,
well, I mean, fish do need schedules.
So that's why Finding Nemo was closed.
That's very unfortunate because my kid loved that. Like we walked in and he was like, "Oh!"
And then we tried to get him on Soarin' and broke his little heart.
I don't know why I thought, because I guess it's a 40-inch requirement.
And he's right at 38.
He's 38 and a half inches.
I give the cast member credit because they were trying everything to get him there. And
they're like, put your feet together, put your chin up, stand up tall.
Feet together, and they tried, but he just was not there. They couldn't squeeze him in.
But they tried, and we appreciate you for that.
And he was heartbroken. But we ended up doing Figment, which was actually his very first ride he ever did.
Originally, when he was like 8 months old.
Yep, and then we did... What did we do?
There's no lines for these anyways. They're like 5 minute. Most of them were walk-ons. Oh, we did the Spaceship Earth, and mine was in Spanish because I forgot to change it. But it was really nice. There was hardly any waits. I mean, the fireworks show starts at 9.
And
so I think everybody was kind of moving into that.
Did a little shopping, and then the fireworks started, and we watched some of that. But we did try at the Communicore Hall. We got the strawberry
shortcake. The Florida. It was Florida
strawberry shortcake.
No, but what was the name of the booth? It was like Florida something. Florida Fresh.
Florida Fresh. Yep.
I think is what it was.
And then I had the papaya beer, which is actually really good.
Yeah, surprisingly. You're not usually a fruity beer person.
Then we waited in line for the character dining, so we did that. Or not character dining, the character meet and greet.
Yes, and that character meet and greet is relatively new. I think it's only been there
maybe a year,
maybe 10 months. But it's really great because you meet Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy, and it's.
It was a 15-minute wait, which wasn't bad at all.
No, it was great, and then you get to meet all those characters in once, and the kids are so excited that they kind of get that out of the way, because they really want to see Mickey. And so, I highly recommend that as a character interaction. They're very sweet, and so the queue mostly is under shade, even though we didn't need it because it's nighttime. But
yeah, it felt great outside. So our next day we had Hollywood Studios, and we got home late, and like we said earlier, we thought we were gonna get up and rope drop.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's not a lot of rope dropping with a 5-month-old.
There's not. So just unless you're very, very motivated.
Now at this point in time too, our 5-month-old was just learning about the pack and play. Like this is a whole new environment. So he was waking up multiple times a night.
Yes.
These last few nights.
So needless to say, we did not make the rope drop. So we just parked at Hollywood Studios and got on as our toddler calls it, the Sky Train.
The Sky Train, yes. So he loves the Sky Train. So. My whole thing was to try to get on because he really wanted Slinky Dog, and our Fast Pass was at 6 p.m., which I knew was probably not going to happen. We just don't stay in the parks all day till 6 p.m. There's just no way.
And I kept checking to see if I could modify the time, and it was not happening.
So I was trying to see if we could rope drop and get on Slinky Dog, so at least he would have that. And so when he broke down in the afternoon, we could leave. But needless to say.
So we made our way to the Riviera, and
the Sky Train was so nice. It's so calm. There wasn't a big line. Awesome. And then we made the way up to the Riviera. The Riviera, yes. The DVC. It's a DVC property.
Yes, and we've been there one time. We walked around, but we didn't really appreciate it until this time. It was amazing.
It is gorgeous. It's in this very European flair, right? Like that's the design
the Riviera,
of it. Yeah. French Riviera.
Yeah. So.
And it was beautiful. I mean, it has bocce ball. Has a big thing. Their courtyard has a big bocce ball. It has giant chess pieces.
It has giant.
Has a courtyard, so it's very like this turf grass.
Big old Connect Four out there.
Oh, they Connect Four, and it's kind of right on the water when you walk. So there's little tables on the lake,
overlooking Caribbean Beach Resort. So
it was so beautiful.
Beautiful inside, and then we made our way up to Topolino's Terrace for character breakfast, and this was
Topolino's Terrace. I cannot tell you the absolute best character dining we've done.
Yeah, she prefers this over Tusker House.
Oh, 100%. When you asked me that question, I was like, is this even a question?
No, the food was amazing. So Tusker House, if you're not familiar, is a buffet style, which I love. I think it's really good food.
It's a buffet.
So the characters are pretty much the same. Donald, Daisy, Well, Tusker House has Goofy.
Goofy, yeah.
And
This
Mickey
is Donald,
and
Daisy,
and Mickey and
Donald, yeah, Mickey, okay.
Donald, Daisy. So Topolino is Donald, Daisy, Mickey, and Minnie.
But I feel like they spent more quality time at the
Yes.
table. So in Tusker House, everything is kind of like pushed together. Like you're very close to the person next to you, and you're not as close with these tables. And I think they really took the time. I mean, they did Ollie, and then they came over. Even Daisy snuck up and got Daniel behind, and we were taking pictures. We'll have to post that on the website because it's so funny. And they would like push noses to Artie, which is our little baby. You know, they would touch their noses to Artie, and then have Ollie. And it came around 2 or 3 full times and spent time with each table. And I thought that was well worth its value in that alone. Plus, the food was remarkable. Like,
yes, it was very, very good. I believe I got the.
They first came with like breads and rolls.
Yes, with a bunch of dips.
They had with all these. It was like a strawberry dip, a honey, and then a Nutella.
Yes.
And then it had these delicious croissants.
Don't let your toddler get a hold of the Nutella. It goes everywhere.
Yes, it does. It had croissants and chocolate chip muffins. I mean, they weren't overly sweet. They were just really, really good. The croissants tasted very authentic French croissants. So that was what they started with. And then I think the menu was really good.
I got steak and eggs, which was amazing. Like the steak you could cut with a spoon. So it was very good. Very, very good.
And I got a waffle. It was
like a cream cheese waffle.
It was a cream cheese waffle, but it had the whipped cream was like a peach whipped cream with fresh peaches, and I got the veggie sausage, which was amazing. So my vegetarians out there who, the vegetarian sausage sometimes can be, this was actually really, really good. I mean, so delicious. And they had flavored pancake syrup. I mean,
And the one thing I do regret is we didn't go out on the terrace.
I know. We just have to book it again. I mean, literally, they had
I think we're coming up on our first lightning lane at the time.
Oh, that's right. And we wanted to get going.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we still had to take the skylighter back to our car and get our stroller, because we did not take the stroller because you have to fold it up, a double stroller. If you have a single, it will fit fine.
And at the time, we were having extreme difficulty and anxiety trying to fold this thing up to get on the Skyliner real quick.
Because that's the thing, because you have to pop it open and then fold it really quick to jump on, because the Skyliner is moving.
At the time, it did not fold quickly.
We were not the expert level that we were by the time we left the trip, and so we were like, what if we can't fold it? It's going to take forever. So we decided to leave behind, and we did the baby carrier for Artie, and Ollie just walked.
Yep. So,
which wasn't bad.
No, it was fine.
But there's a beautiful terrace you can go out, and it really shows. You can see all over like Epcot, and we could see the windows out there and see it, and we just didn't make that.
I know, we should have done that.
I also got a really delicious coffee, like a latte.
Yeah, so highly recommend if you can get a reservation. And we actually got this reservation by using a website.
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
I forgot the name of it. Anyways,
Disney Dining or Disney.
Yeah, so there's several websites out there that you can sign up for, and some of them are like $5 a month, and you put in the day you want a reservation and
how many people
and what time, and it essentially scans Disney's dining reservations and lets you know when these reservations open up, so you can go on there and book it
and snag it.
So for hard to get reservations, and I'll put this on the website, and I'd highly recommend, before your trip, sign up for it.
We'll text you the name of that.
Yeah.
You put it in your email?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So put your party in there, what restaurants you want, what time you're looking for, and they will email you a lot of when these reservations open up. They will let you know.
Yeah, which actually happened. Like truly, it came up and it was like the perfect time. It was like 10 a.m. at Topolino's Terrace, which is a very hard reservation to get.
So it's called mousedining.com.
That's it, mousedining.com.
So highly recommend doing that, because that's how we got this reservation, and it popped up with several times actually. So we actually we got to pick several. We had a choice of several different times, and when I went to look on my own, prior, there was nothing there.
There's nothing there. Yeah. So
highly recommend using
mousedining.com.
So all right. So after that, we made our way to Hollywood Studios. I think we had lightning lanes for Toy Story Mania, and then we actually did Muppet Vision 3D.
Yes, because it's going to be gone.
Last time.
It's going to be gone.
Took some pictures.
And it was actually at this point, I think I'd gotten a little bit was overcast and warm.
It wasn't too bad though at the time.
Okay, so that's where we had gone to do and our son thought it was
hilarious.
Hilarious because
first time actually worn 3D glasses.
And I think he finally understood what it was. So he would like reach out in front of him and touch the screen, and then he would stumble backwards when something is so funny.
It was fun watching him.
That was part of the fun. Yeah.
So,
and he would take his glasses off and look around, and then put them back on, and still look stunned. It was cool to see him. I'm gonna miss that.
And so this part kind of coming up is how we talked about in some of the earlier episodes of being spontaneous and adapting. So you and Ollie, we looked at the wait time for Slinky Dog, and it was 60 minutes.
Yes, 60.
So she decided to get in line with Ollie, and I had the newborn to go ahead and ride Slinky Dog because we knew.
I knew it.
We don't think we were going to make the 6 o'clock.
Pass. I just know them, and I know they're going to turn into pumpkins, and he's going to cry because he didn't get to do it. And I was like, let's just wait the 60 minutes.
Yes.
Which I was fearful with a 3-year-old.
But I thoroughly enjoyed my time for the first 30 minutes.
Just walking around.
Got to walk around the park, got a beer. Already was sleeping, but then when he woke up, it all went downhill quick.
He is
and it started raining.
Oh yeah. So we had already made it like 45 minutes into this line. We were entertaining, me and Ollie were entertaining each other. Also, Ollie fell off the railing. I guess that's why you don't let your children climb the railing. I'm gonna howl and just, be full disclosure here. He was climbing the railing and I was like, no. And then he just didn't listen to me. And I was like, okay, almost nearly nailed his face. And then, felt like a terrible mother. And I was like, this is why we don't climb railings. Okay. Don't let them climb the railing. He was fine. Scraped his knee. But okay, that was like 20 minutes into that. We had to keep going.
Yep.
And by the time I got 45 minutes, all of a sudden these storm clouds are like hovering. And I'm like, oh no, because I know it's an outdoor roller coaster. I was like, they're going to shut it down. We're going to wait this whole time. We're going to get to the front and they're going to shut it down. And Ollie goes, no. Like he was so worried. But thankfully, it rained and they kept running it. And then right when we got to the top, the rain kind of went away and it was still cloudy, but they allowed us to get on.
And while they were doing that, I was stuck in the exit of the Frozen sing-along trying to hide from the rain with a screaming 5-month-old. And so
he's got great lungs, guys. We're blessed to have that, but good night.
And
he
so
can scream.
I had to get out of there. And so he's still screaming. So I'm walking through the Hollywood Studios with this 5-month-old screaming with people looking at me, just getting out of my way. I didn't have to move. I didn't have to move anybody.
People were jumping.
Yeah, they were jumping out of the way. I didn't have to do anything.
Guys, it is loud. It is like ear-piercing, death-curdling scream that he does. And
so finally found that we actually made good timing because they got off and I had arrived at Toy Story Land in front of Slinky Dog and he got to reunite with his mother and made all things better. So... but I did enjoy the first 30 minutes
of quietness. That is nice.
Strolling through Hollywood Studios
on a beautiful day. Before it rained. Yeah, before it rained.
So.
The Slinky Dog was amazing. All those they had these little, it's a family coaster, so it's definitely appropriate. He just turned 3 not too long ago, or nearly 3, and he was having a ball. I kept telling him, put your hands up, and he goes, no, Mama, and he'd pull my hands down and hold on to the little railing in front of him, and he would raise his little hand up right when we would stop and then grab it again as soon as it started moving. So he was so thrilled. He looked a little terrified. And then I was like, are you okay, buddy? And he was like, oh, yeah. So
great stuff. Great. He's never going to forget that.
No, so. Hopefully he still tells you, ask him, what's your favorite ride? He goes, Slinky Dog. So
loves it.
But it was a wonderful core memory and just part of reiterates why you take your kids, Yep.
So I think after that we did Alien Swirling Saucers and then we headed home.
No, we did Swirling Saucers twice because we both have fast passes.
Yes.
And so you took Ollie and then I took Ollie.
Yes. So he got to do it twice.
Hang with the baby. Yeah.
And then we headed home. Well, we did Buzz Lightyear meet and greet and then he turned into a pumpkin.
Oh my gosh,
so
guys.
we were like, we're out of here.
If your kid starts breaking down around this, I highly recommend if you're on property to be able to go and take a nap. It just changes the whole thing. We kind of try to push them.
Yes.
We're like, oh, it's fine. Like, you're okay. And then it was like Breakdown City. We had to go. Although I did know that not Communicore Plaza. What is it? The ABC Commissary.
Yes.
Is a great place to jump in if you just need some AC and a quiet place.
It was quiet. It was nice.
Yes. I was trying to find somewhere because he was hungry. The baby was crying. And so it's just screaming. And so I'm trying to find, and at this point it had gotten really hot. The rain had come and it just was humid.
Typical Florida.
And so you were like soaking wet, hot sun. And so we were trying to find our way out of that. And so ABC Commissary was great. We sat kind of in the back corner and was able to nurse him in a nice cool air conditioning and get a little snack. So
yes. And then we,
I say Buzz Lightyear 2 was a really nice little line to get in. That was on, fortunately he had come out right So the line wasn't too long. Sometimes those Buzz Lightyear lines can get very, very long.
I think we waited maybe 15 minutes at the moment. 15,
that's not bad.
minutes,
that's not bad for Toy Story characters because they can get very long. Unlike Woody's line, it was like.
And like she said, nap time was next, and that was amazing. Like for our toddler. He slept.
We went back to the hotel.
Yes, went back to the hotel, took a nap, and this is when we convinced them to do.
Also, the perk of not waiting on a bus.
Yes.
And buses are fantastic, but this is like we could just run and get in the car, and thankfully the parking lot just.
And that's that's probably the number one reason we drive now.
We drive
is for when they turn into pumpkins and they're just so tired and cranky. We can leave and get in the car and go.
Yeah, so that's not gonna get dicey.
I know. So, go back and we get in the pool. The pool was amazing, shaped like a guitar. They had Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie,
in the center. So that was really neat. They had a pool table out there.
A pool table.
Ping pong table.
Again, I wonder, Disney, a pool table with these pool balls and giant pool sticks, like with kids. I was like, they were just like swinging these sticks around. I'm like, woo, I'm going to lose an eye. But it was nice to have.
And the weather was actually really nice and breezy. It actually kind of cooled off.
It did, yeah.
So
that was nice.
The pool was somewhat warm. It wasn't. I mean, I enjoyed it. I know Michelle wouldn't even touch it. So
Disney does warm their pools, and by warm I mean I think it's like 83 to 85, which is not warm, folks.
So
although the DoubleTree was much warmer.
It was, yes, it was very the DoubleTree was way warmer. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, the DoubleTree was because I put my feet in and I could have swum.
Yes.
Could have swam in that.
Yeah. Ollie loved it, so he was
the one thing we got not in trouble, but we were told.
Yes. So apparently, I don't know. I had a drink by the pool, and you cannot
beer, just a beer, like on the side of the pool and you cannot.
But in the kiddie pool, apparently parents can sit there and have a beer. So,
yeah, but if you get in the pool, they don't let.
If you get in the pool, you can't. Just
like not even take a sip. Like it was like not. Yeah, I was like, is it pool? Like they're in the pool or like I understood no glass.
I even had Michelle bring me the beer so I could take a sip, and
we got in trouble.
They yelled at me. So
yeah, and then I felt guilty. So don't do that. Okay, if you're gonna drink, put it in a cup so they can't see what it is.
That's right. So. So that was I think that was our second day, right?
That was day 2. Yeah, I think so.
Day 2. So day 3, we had Magic Kingdom, right?
Okay, and I had the same goal. So this time I was like, we went home.
No, well, we got to start off with the Magic Kingdom day.
But I'm saying the night before, we with the pool, and then we're like, okay, it's nighttime. We got everybody to bed, and then I was like, I'm gonna wake up, and we're gonna do early morning hours because again, our little one our 3-year-old is 38 inches, so he could do, what's it called? Mine Train.
Yes.
And I was like, yes, he'll love it. He loves roller coasters. So we'll do that. We'll get up early. We'll go to Mine Train. We'll get those morning hours in. And then we can use our fast passes or our, what is it called? Our Lightning Lane multi-pass. Never the case, folks. Never the case. We just trying to get a baby up and nurse them, and after they fall asleep, and it just, anyways. So
I think we got in line at like 9:30 for the bus.
Yeah. So. This is the bus day. Okay.
This is the bus day.
Best laid plans,
which is going to lead to another spontaneous act that we did at the end of the day. So. We get in line for the bus. We're number 2 in line because the bus had just come.
Yeah, a bunch of buses were coming. I was like, I know these lines can get long, but how great we got here. I was like, a bus should be here any minute.
So buses run every 20 to 25 minutes.
I didn't know that.
And so
I thought it was more than that.
It felt longer. But if you have a toddler who does not like to stop moving, I highly recommend you waiting until that bus is about to show up before you get in line.
Oh my gosh.
We were chasing him everywhere. Anyways, bus shows up.
Unless you have a better behaved toddler. We do not. Let's just throw it out there.
I know, right?
He is not. He is very curious and very full of energy. He is all boy and all.
Yes.
So but the hard part about this, and the Kingdom Strollers, amazing. I highly recommend. However, that stroller is very heavy, so we folded it. So now we're holding on to a folded stroller, which we thought the bus were coming.
Yeah, we were having anxiety about having to fold the stroller with a bunch of people behind us. So we went ahead and folded it.
We folded it, and then so we had to hold all the bags that we attached to it. So I have a baby in the carrier, and then we have a very heavy backpack on me.
I have a backpack.
And then you have a backpack, and you're holding on to the stroller and trying to hold on to our 3-year-old.
Yes.
And then we were in line thinking, okay, the bus is going to come. The bus is going to come. And then somebody behind us goes, oh, no, the bus is about 20 minutes away. Well, maybe 18 minutes now. And we're like, oh, no. Yes. Like 18 minutes of this. We've already captured him here for 5 minutes.
So we get on the bus. We get 3 seats, which is fine because we're like the second in line.
Yeah.
So sitting down, I got 3 seats. I'm holding the stroller. Mm-hmm. Ollie's in the middle, and then Michelle's sitting next to Ollie. And
holding Artie in my carrier.
They pack the whole population of Orlando into this bus. I mean,
it was full.
The most full bus I think I've ever seen, except for that one night when we went years ago when it was storming. Other than that, this was the most full bus I have ever seen. And so there's these two little girls that were... Three little girls, twins and another.
Yeah, because they're all standing. So you have everybody seated, and then you have a ton of people standing.
Maybe 4 or 5 years old. So I tell them to hold on to the stroller, the little handles.
Right, because they're flying back and forth. And the mom is trying to help, but she's holding on, trying to hold the kids. So Daniel very kindly was like, they can hold on to this because there's nothing for them to hold on to because everything's high.
Yeah. So we're doing that, and then we get, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes down the road of a 15-minute ride, and already... loses it. And I'm saying, and I feel so bad because literally people are like on top of you and the screaming, if you're a parent, like you get it, like it's your kid, but like I feel so terrible for the people around me. And he is like that, like just ear piercing scream. And I'm going to my head, oh no, he needs to nurse. Of course he does. We're on a bus full of 1,000 people. Why wouldn't he? This very kind lady next to me, goes, honey, you're doing a good job. And thank you to that woman. If you're listening, you're probably not, but I'm so grateful for you for being kind. And she's like, do you want me to hold your baby? And I'm like, no, it's okay. You're a stranger. Don't hold my baby type thing. But I said, no, ma'am, thank you. And then it got louder and I couldn't get out of I was trying to get my jacket off so that I could get the baby out of the carrier. But the problem was it had been raining that morning. So I had the carrier, then I had 2 jackets over me. So I was stuck. I was like hung in this carrier and trying to get the baby out. Needless to say, I passed my baby to a stranger on the bus. Yeah. Thank you, Disney people and the people that go to Disney for being so kind and willing to hold my kid. I mean, I don't think she could have done anything bad because she can't really escape because we're literally a seat next to each other. But yeah, she held him and then I was able to feed baby Artie on the bus. And
thankfully
all was
oh
well
my gosh,
it was an adventure.
I was like, this is crazy. And then the other moms were like, it's okay. Like, okay, then thanks for all the support, moms. I appreciate it. I was like, gosh, I cannot let him scream. I mean, we were 15 minutes out from the park. I mean, he would have just screamed more and more, and he does not stop.
Nope. So Magic Kingdom wasn't too bad. It wasn't too busy. We did Pirates. We did, and then we had lunch at the
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise.
We hadn't done Jungle Cruise in a long time, and I just love that.
It was a great ride.
It's so funny.
We haven't done that since years ago when we did the Christmas over
there. The Jingle Cruise. That was probably
Cruise. So
that was long before kids too. So
great ride, great jokes.
It's so funny. I love the skippers. It's
that's awesome. So
very sweet.
And then we
wholesome funniness.
After that, we had Diamond Horseshoe for lunch, which Diamond Horseshoe is connected to Liberty Tree Tavern,
which we always do. We always do Liberty Tree. We love it. But
they share the same kitchen, so it's essentially the same exact menu, but a little bit cheaper. And so we walk in, and we were the only...
I mean, this is 12 o'clock, guys. This is like high lunchtime. Thinking every other place you're going to walk to, it's going to be, people wall to wall.
There was one other couple in there, and we walk in, and we had essentially the whole restaurant to ourselves. It was quiet. They had some music playing. It was
incredible. It was a self-playing piano. I guess that's the whole thing. And then the service. Saloon looking. Yeah, the service was great. Big table. The service was super quick. The food was...
It was just like Liberty Tree.
It was just like Liberty. It was amazing. I almost say that the service at the Diamond Horseshoe was better than Liberty Tree.
Yep.
Like I thought.
I think Liberty Tree gets so busy that obviously service is going to lack a little bit.
I mean, again, they don't have the different rooms and character like Liberty Tree has. Like it's very interesting. But it was a fantastic meal. I mean, I got the vegetarian meatloaf and plant-based. It was and that coffee. You get the ooey gooey toffee pudding.
Yes, the dessert was phenomenal.
So worth it.
I know. It was so good.
So I would highly recommend that.
If you don't roll us out of there.
I know.
It was so good.
If you don't see Liberty Tree and you see Diamond Horseshoe, it's the
same food. So
I thought it was really good.
Yes. I mean, if you want it, I highly recommend doing Liberty Tree just for the atmosphere, the theming.
It's and the
really,
cool rooms. It's very,
neat.
Very historical.
If you just need to eat and you want
great service, you want AC,
and we try the Liberty Tree food,
yeah.
go there. So
I thought it was nice. I thought it was very quiet. Yes. I mean, it was just like a nice, calm place to go.
Very good
and
it wasn't to take a break.
A lot of people there, so I loved it.
So we did that. We did Haunted Mansion also.
They had a little bitty parade, what they call a
cavalcade.
Cavalcade that came through, which had some unusual Disney characters that we had not seen before.
I think Coco was in there.
Coco, Bruno.
Who else was in there?
Moana.
Yeah,
I have a lot of them, and it was really good. It was a nice little short thing, and kind of broke up the day. It was great. We walked right out of the restaurant, and there was all the characters, and it was just like a great experience because they had the music, and it was like the perfect little.
Yeah, so we did that. Did did Haunted Mansion, and then we walked over to Dumbo. We went over to do Barnstormer.
Barnstormer, yes.
So you and Ollie did Barnstormer.
Yes.
And I had Artie, so we walked around and did that, and then we did Dumbo.
If you guys don't know, if you're going anytime during the summer, I know that months are getting hot, but they have a little splash pad area
over there
in that Dumbo area, and it's a nice place for parents to sit down for 10 seconds. And if you don't mind your kids getting wet, if it's a super hot day, they're going to dry out anyways.
And in the big tent, it's AC. They have really good snacks there and some good shopping also. So if you and there's a character meet and greet behind the big tent as well, which usually isn't very long. So we did that last time. So just a little hidden kind of meet and greet.
Little things that break up your day, or if your kids are getting frustrated and they need to get the wiggles out, that's a great place to go and just let them kind of run around, get a little wet.
And that was our plan with doing Dumbo. And so
inside Dumbo though,
we had the fast pass for Dumbo.
Yes.
And so we went and thinking, if anyone's familiar, inside Dumbo there is a playground, indoor playground,
a huge indoor playground. I mean, it's inside the tent and it's so well themed, and it's got these,
But we walk in
circus
and
theme.
Dumbo the inside place was closed.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Did they ever say why?
I did not see.
So that's another great place where the kids can get their wiggles out. I mean, it's very busy a lot of the time, so I like to keep a close eye on Ollie just because there's a lot of bigger kids and littler kids together, so you just have to be real vigilant.
Yes.
But unfortunately, this time it was closed, so I was kind of bummed out about that.
We,
not Dumbo itself, but the playground.
And then we tried to do 3 people on Dumbo, and you cannot fit 3 people.
Okay, guys, this is another parenting thing when you're like, hey, my kid's kind of acting up. I should know to go home or take a rest. Did we learn that? You think by this day we would. We did not. And therefore, we all tried to get on one Dumbo, but it was not enough space.
So I got off, and I just...
left.
I got off by...
So it was me and Ollie, and I had Artie.
And I took Artie.
Okay. No, I have Artie.
Yeah, sorry.
I had him.
You were wearing him, yes.
And then I didn't so we put the seatbelt on, and so there's a little thing on Dumbo, a little lever that goes up to bring Dumbo up and down to bring Dumbo down. I didn't know that Ollie was trying to reach it, and so I was trying to situate the baby, and we had the seatbelt on, but he was leaning forward and doing it. Needless to say, they had to bring Dumbo down.
Stop the
ride because he was standing up in Dumbo, and I didn't really recognize it because I couldn't really tell his bum was out of the seat. All that to say, take your kiddo home let him rest. We did not, and I was like, oh.
And so the common theme of this is between 2 and 4 is when this happens. So that
was what we discovered with our kiddo.
Yes. So after that, we decided it is time to go home. So
yes, after we had to bring Dumbo down and everybody had to.
And we decided that after that morning's adventures on the bus, that we were not going to take the bus. And so Michelle had the idea of getting the Minnie Van.
I've heard such good things.
MINNIE vans.
Yes.
So they order them through Lyft. Mm-hmm. And they are Disney cast members who drive them, but Lyft just does the interface, essentially. Mm-hmm. So we ordered one, and they come up to the very first bus stop at Magic Kingdom.
Which is fantastic, folks. You're not going to have another Lyft. Don't take that. The Lyft and Ubers will not, unless it's a Minnie Van Service, they will not come. You will have to go to the TTC and take a monorail or boat out to where the Uber and Lyft, the rideshare people are.
Yes.
You will not have that with Minnie Van Service. They will pick you up right outside the park gates.
Yep. So we did that, and they come with 2 car seats. So every minivan has 2
car seats. Mm-hmm.
So that was a concern of ours, but they said they came with them. So she shows up, and she whips out these 2 car seats, has them in there, one rear facing for Artie, one forward facing for Ollie.
She assessed their weight and their age so that she could put them in appropriately. Yep. It was a Suburban. It says Minnie Van Services, but it was a large Suburban
with 2 TVs on the back of the headrest.
Yeah, 2 iPads in the back. That was old school kind of Mickey cartoons that were on, and it was very well air conditioned. She folded our stroller for us, so we didn't have to panic about trying to fold it.
Loaded up all our bags.
She loaded up our bags, folded that, and installed the 2 car seats. I'm talking within minutes.
Yes.
And she secured them well because we were looking, of course, to make sure. But they have the 360 rotatable ones.
Yes.
The
ebb and flow.
Ebb and flow. Yep. They're ebb and flow rotate ones. So she got both car seats in. One was a forward, one's a rear. And she was able to put those in. And she had the little Mickey TV, the iPads there and the kids. And it was so quiet.
Cold AC.
Cold.
And the
clean.
One of the best parts, other than they will pick you up at the bus stops at Magic Kingdom, is that they take you to your resort, but not only that, Ubers and Lyfts have to drop you off at the front of the resort.
So she said.
She
said that Ubers and Lyfts have to like drop you off at the front of your like Disney resort. They can't go to the specific building that we know of. That could be wrong or right.
But the Minnie Van Service can go to your specific building as close as they can get to it, which was amazing.
Yes.
So they dropped us off right outside our building.
Right out, yeah, pretty much right outside the building.
Right where our van was parked.
Yep.
Where we parked it. So
it took.
Highly recommend. It was one-way trip from Magic Kingdom to All-Star Music Resort. With tip, we paid $57.
How much was it without tip, though?
I believe $45.
$45.
Yes.
So just get like a base price, and you tip what you want. Our cast member was fantastic, and she was.
It was great, and we were
very informative.
We were in the moment, so I was just so happy. So
that was great. I'm saying it was well worth it. Like the buses are fantastic. They're very economical. They're a fantastic way to get to the parks. They brought up. But if I could avoid handing my baby to a stranger, if you need to, you need to. Like, It was a great experience. They were very kind and,
Yes.
It was great. But it was awesome. The Minnie Van Service is incredible, specifically to that park in general, because you cannot get there any other way without taking a monorail or a ferry over. Mm-hmm. So this is the one where it has the transportation is really much more limited. So.
Yes. So now that night, we did... took a nap, and then that was
the naps, guys. The naps after Magic Kingdom are gold.
This was our date night time. So we had booked our babysitter, Maya. Shout out to Maya.
Yay, Maya, for Once Upon a Nanny.
Once Upon a Nanny. So we've used her several times, and so she had Ollie. So
she's amazing, guys.
Yep, so
she's amazing.
We did dinner
she works through that Once Upon a Nanny. We have been booking her since our Ollie was
8 months old.
Yeah,
8 months old. So
incredible.
Well worth it. So
she's so knowledgeable, and this is like a shout out to Maya. So knowledgeable about each park, each resort. We could do a whole review on her. So,
yes.
but anyways.
So she had Ollie. We made reservations at Sanaa.
Yeah.
So we get there, and amazing.
And Sanaa is in Kidani Village, which
we had not been to.
No.
So we've done Jumbo House, but we had not been to Kidani Village, which is very different. The lobby's smaller. I felt like
very small.
Yeah,
more quaint.
Very quaint. So. Yeah. We went to Sanaa.
We've been to Jico multiple times, so this was a good comparison for us.
Got seated fairly quickly, and we actually got seated next to the window, so we actually got to see some of the giraffes walk by.
Oh my gosh, it's right. Yes, we got to see. It's right on the safari, on their own little. Well, I guess the safari, but where the lodge is, where all the animals are. So, I mean, and we came to eat dinner when the sun was going down.
Yes, so it was like sunset time. So
yeah,
but it was amazing. Food was great. I got a steak. Phenomenal.
Oh, it's delicious.
And of course, you have to get the bread service. Oh, that is what Sanaa is known for.
Right. Everybody knows the bread service is Sanaa. If you Google the restaurant, that's what's going to come on. I mean, they had
different types of naan bread.
8 different types of dips. The naan bread was so delicious. I mean, every single piece, because they're different flavored, was fantastically flavored. I mean, the server was fantastic. Now we had brought the baby with us, so
because we weren't gonna leave Maya with
a screaming baby
and with Ollie.
I mean, she was down for it. She was like, "I'll take it." What are you doing? Do that. Yes. But we just didn't. But it was fine. It was fine. The server was super gracious about having an infant there who started crying during dinner. We were able to take him out. I was able to just walk right out in the safaris right there. So I just kind of walked him in this peaceful, and they have these little sounds going, and while you kind of ordered dinner, and we walked him around. He fell asleep and brought him right back. And guys, the food is delicious. I had 2 non-alcoholic drinks. Both of them are custom cocktails made with 0 proof alcohol, and both of them were incredible. Yes. Well worth the cash. And of course, it's a little bit more expensive non-alcoholic drinks.
The theming was great inside the restaurant. It's not a very big. It didn't seem very big. It seemed a little bit smaller than Jiku. I felt Jiku was quite big.
Jiku's very grand, and I think this kind of gives you the more
same with the Jumbo House.
Subtle homey feeling.
Yes,
I think it's more made to look like that.
Yeah, the lobby's smaller, but it was amazing. A great resort to go to.
Yeah, and then at the end,
if you can get into Sanaa, I highly recommend it.
And it wasn't hard to get a reservation.
No, we actually had one for Boma, but we canceled it right before, and we picked up one for Sanaa, so it was great. Yeah, so.
It ended up being a fantastic place, and then at the end, we just paid and walked out to the Savannah for a little bit, and went up, and there's a deck on the second story. You go up one, and they have rocking chairs out there where you just sit right outside the library, and you just watch the animals and watch the sunset, and it was so incredible.
It was nice. Good way to end our Disney trip.
It was a nice calming time.
So all right, well, that's kind of kind of puts the end to our Disney trip. So if y'all have any questions about the Minnie Van Service, the Maya Mouse Dining,
Kingdom Strollers,
y'all can reach out to us at theenchantedmic.com, Facebook, X. But yeah,
and our website.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Unless you got anything else.
No, I think that's good for now. We'll have to think about the more content for the next one.
Absolutely. All right. Well, y'all take care.
Okay, bye.